I don't know what his name is. I'm sorry.
Jasmine, are you sure you don't know who that is?
Eric Kirby. Oh.
It's Eric.
Okay, he's just the P guy now. Okay. Welcome back to the Versus Recap, a weekly competition where us as game developers and stream co-hosts compete with each other on a game that our super advanced AI, the game decider, picks. Last week, the game decider picked Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This week, it challenged us to LEGO Jurassic World, which is a game we actually started a few months ago, and we're about already 5 hours in. When I say we, I mean me, Jasmine, Alex, and Dakota. When we left off, Dakota was in first, Alex was in second, and I was unfortunately in last. Now you might think that this is bad, but it's honestly kind of part of my plan, which is something I'll get into later. Post in the comments if you think you know what it is, because, well, I said it's part of my plan, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, as per the rule of versus, the last place competitor gets a 20-minute head start, then the second place competitor gets a 10-minute head start, and the first place competitor gets, well, I guess a 0-minute head start because, well, the other two people already started, so, you know. So I started my way into Dinosaur Land. The only issue is I kind of forgot where I was in the game. To be fair, everyone did. I mean, like, Dakota didn't know what level he was on. Alex also didn't know where he was. He didn't know.
Where the hell am I? What am I doing?
I do not know
Part
what you're
3,
doing.
I guess?
And to be fair for them, it was a little bit harder because I actually don't know if they knew what actual story chapter they were on. I knew I was in Jurassic Park 3, and partly that's because that's where the game put me, but I did remember from the past. I just didn't know which level I was on. I didn't know what I was trying to do. I didn't know many things. I did remember one thing though. I know I was trying to complete all the levels, but I felt like I was missing something. I remember that there was a certain red brick, which are basically power-ups in the LEGO games, that I was going after. I just couldn't remember what I needed to do to go after it and where this red brick was in the game. So I figured my best course of action was just to continue with the levels. I figured the worst case scenario is that I just beat all the levels before everyone else, which was kind of a small goal for me anyways. After I was playing for 10 minutes, Alex started.
I realized that I have to go to the bathroom.
We'll go.
I am. I'll be right back.
Right, oh, I was like, right here?
Yes,
Right now.
It's happening.
In your seat?
Not that gross.
Hopefully Alex comes back in like a minute.
Oh.
And he came back to his computer right in the nick of time. Oh.
Is it my turn yet?
Yep, it just became your turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Go.
Go! Yes!
Like the timer went and you literally said, is it my turn yet?
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Good timing.
Yeah. Then, lastly, Dakota started.
Oh.
Now it's Dakota's turn.
Yay!
We have served all time penalties, so nobody goes speeding in the no speed zone. I was going to try and make an F1 joke, but then I realized nobody was probably going to get it. The man, the myth, the legend, though they were both equally confused as well. They've eventually figured out where they were and both got on track pretty quickly. Alex continued trudging along in Jurassic Park 3 story missions, and Dakota was working on the Jurassic World story missions for some reason. Hey, I'm not judging his plan. I just don't know what he's doing. By the first break, I was near the end of Jurassic Park 3. Dakota was slowly making his way to the next level, and Alex was continuing with his level. After the break, we each continued through our respective levels, and for some reason, we just started talking about Disney.
All I remember about that trip is getting a stuffy of Rue and getting a giant lollipop, and apparently there is a picture of me with like Tigger hiding behind me because I was really scared of all the mascots.
Oh. I mean, the mascots are sometimes creepy in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I had a big case of Uncanny Valley.
We were talking about Disney and Disney stuff before we even started streaming, and honestly, the night was kind of slow, so I guess I just thought might as well just talk about random things about Disney. I suddenly got to the end of Jurassic Park 3 while we were talking. I didn't even know I was that close to finishing it, to be honest. As I was replaying them and the actual dungeons I finished Jurassic Park 3 apparently.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Well then.
I thought I still had like 4 or 5 more levels left, but no. And all I needed to do after that was just get back to Jurassic World, which Dakota was already going through. As I mentioned before, I did want to try to beat all the levels before Alex and Dakota. And while Dakota was in Jurassic World, I knew he had to finish Jurassic Park 3 yet. But just for fun, I still wanted to try to beat all the levels of Jurassic World before he did. And honestly, I was catching up pretty quickly, or at least I thought I was. We started to talk more about theme parks, and then Dakota found his southern roots for a minute. And what, you bought a gun because they told you to?
No, it's more, well, don't do what all the others do, unless if it's following God. Then you do that, without question.
Can you never do that voice again, please?
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. It's used only in a condescending, making fun of tone.
It's a little too close to home, though. it's a little too, like...
It's too good.
Too much.
And then we went to our second break. Now, I really wish I can say who was ahead right before each break, but I really can't because honestly, none of us knows. I mean, sure, the game does give a percentage completion in the menu, but that only shows up in the free roam and not during the levels. Honestly, most of us were in levels when we were going to break. The second reason is because LEGO games are actually very complex when you think about trying to complete the games as quick as possible. So I can understand that if this game can be hard to follow along. Let me try to break it down for you. To begin with, LEGO Jurassic World was made to cover 4 movies: Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic World. Unfortunately, Jurassic World 2 and 3 were not made before this game released, and well, Jurassic World 3 hasn't been released yet. It probably doesn't help when your lead actor is starring in, well, everything?
First, of course, is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt.
Not only are there levels from all 4 of these movies, there's an open world area littered with collectibles. And if that wasn't enough, there is many characters and dinos that you can play as, and a lot of them you have to unlock as well. Then finally, the levels themselves have collectibles, which need the special abilities of the characters that you have previously unlocked. This actually gives this game a lot of depth into it. Because what do you go for first? Do you go to complete all the levels? Do you go to complete all the collectibles? Do you finish all the open world areas of the game first? There's so many things that you have to collect in order to 100% this game that it actually brings in a lot of strategy on how to beat it. And the question is, which strategy is the fastest? Dakota's strategy is to collect as much as possible in each level in the first run through, meaning that he will have to spend less time replaying the levels and just really only get some items in the free roam. My strategy is a little bit different though, and actually some would consider the complete opposite. I have been completing levels as quickly as I can so I can get all the characters' abilities unlocked and then the red bricks of the games or the power-ups. My plan prioritizes the open world elements of the game over Dakota's. Then Alex's plan is to, I guess, play? I don't really know. Someone is going to need to ask Alex if you want to figure that out. You can ask him in our Discord server if you want to. So it makes sense that Dakota has a high percentage of the game done, but I'm basically betting that he's going to slow down later in the game while I collect everything. After the third break, I caught up to Dakota in Jurassic World and was actually overtaking him. Though that didn't last very long as I forgot what to do in the next levels. I'm not letting you have this win! Around the same time Alex started his LEGO Jurassic World levels, I actually finished all the story levels before anyone else did. I did beat the story first, yeah. That was one of my goals, though. Because I think Dakota still has a whole entire movie to go through.
Yeah.
An accomplishment I felt super proud of, but I'm not sure how much it was going to really help. With Dakota only having 1 story chapter left, and as already mentioned, Alex was, well, starting LEGO Jurassic World and getting a few levels under his belt. While all this was happening, we started to talk about celeb encounters that we've had with our chat. Now that I completed all the story levels, I wasn't sure what to do because that was what I was working on throughout this whole time. But I remembered still, I needed a red brick. That red brick that helps me find amber bricks. And what amber bricks allow you to do is unlock dinosaurs. This was something I desperately needed to do so I can actually go and, well, collect everything. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite sure where this amber brick detector red brick thing was. For this game, we are allowed to look up guides, and that's exactly what I did. The guide told me that it was in Jurassic Park 3, so I started to head to there. Dakota, on the other hand, just started his Jurassic Park 3 levels, and then started to scream Eric every single time a certain character in the game said Eric. It was really, really annoying.
Eric?
Oh my god. Are you just trying to make us suffer?
Yes, because I have to suffer, so you're suffering with me.
You know, we all have played that level, right?
Yep.
You know, you're the last person to play this level.
Yep.
So we have already suffered. You do not have to make us suffer more.
I know I don't have to. Eric?
I mean, I can see, like,
Eric?
especially if you're someone... I'm going to punch you. I got a little fed up with it, so I asked chat for help. And I guess Manny was also annoyed at it because he gave Dakota a Sudoku penalty just as I arrived to the red brick location. Though Dakota tried to dangle our adventure the next day over my head to try to convince me to stop telling people to give him a Sudoku penalty. I thought this red brick was going to be very easy to get because according to the guide, all I had to do was find 3 eggs that were scattered around the area. But for some reason, I just couldn't find the 3rd egg. I was searching for it, I kept looking for it, I just tried everything. I looked up different guides. I honestly thought my game was bugged, and I spent the whole entire 15 minutes that it took with Dakota to play Sudoku, and I still just couldn't find it. Sadly, in the end, I was just looking in the wrong place. Unlike Dakota's game, which was, well, actually bugged. Then I started to go on my dinosaur collecting journey after I bought some red bricks. Honestly, not much else happened after this. Dakota and Alex kept on completing levels in their respective chapters, and I started to just go dinosaur hunting, which was kind of boring. And so I started to recite handy household tricks, all because we wanted to know what was all about putting a red cup under the toilet seat. I must know. Eventually, we all agreed it was best to end, and we decided to do it after finishing the level that we were on. Then it was time for the last part of the stream, which was to find out who was actually ahead. Unlike Zelda, this game makes it really easy to figure out who is ahead, because it gives you a very handy percentage completion that I mentioned earlier. I completed 26.9%, Alex has completed 29%, and Dakota has completed a grand total of 34% of the game. So there was no lead change, and Dakota is leading by a comfortable margin, but maybe the next time I play this again, there might be a lead change, because I am getting closer to Dakota. Well, I hope to see everyone next stream, as we do these every Saturday at 7:30 Central. Or you can just join our Discord to be notified when we go live. I am personally hoping that the Game Insider picks this game again, because I really want to see if I can actually attach it to Dakota. I have been Jasmine, and this has been the Ordinary Fantasy vs. Recap.
Problem is, Sanu, the bell is right in front of me. She doesn't have one.
I can chuck my water ball at him, and that might hurt him though. I can chuck the small little stuffed animal I have on my desk at him. That would work.
Which one?
The one on my desk.
The red panda, the stuff.
Oh shoot! I have more than